Did things cool off with a girl you really care about? Maybe you made some mistakes, maybe she just lost interest, you're not really sure why. This video is going to show you exactly how to re-attract her without you having to feel like you got to be somebody else, without chasing. It's going to feel a little strange, some of these things I'm going to bring up, but I promise you they work, and I know because I've done them myself. I'm here to help you out. I'll give you a few ways to do it. This is not one of those videos where you get to the end and I only give you some of the information. I'm going to be as transparent as possible. So listen closely, maybe watch this video a couple times because it's extremely important. And depending on your specific situation, maybe you want to reach out to me. I can do one-on-one sessions with people for specific situations and help you understand exactly what's going on and why maybe she's losing interest. And sometimes, you know, if that's the case and it's too early on, maybe she just never was interested in you. So it's really hard to dictate everything, but I can give you some ideas as to usually what's going on. So to help you out, to start narrowing down what's going on, I'm going to give you some things of what exactly not to do. And maybe this will help clear up some things that you can start gearing towards what you should be doing. The things that you shouldn't be doing based on the attraction, how women work versus men. Men kind of fall in love with women differently, right? So we honestly fall in love with people quicker. Like, so men will fall for a girl and will start thinking about, oh wow, this girl's like perfect, this girl's, you know, she's incredible, I could see myself with her in the long term. Even after like the first date, we overthink things, anxiety kicks in. Sometimes these are things that happen right naturally, and that's okay. But you have to realize that the idea of the way that women work, they don't want you to just give yourself to them. If you do that, it's going to kind of seem like this guy's desperate. You know, this guy has no other options, and I don't, you know, there's some weird red flags for this girl subconsciously, right? It's not that they want to walk away or lose interest, but once you give them everything and you start telling them, hey, like, you're really amazing, and you start sending them heart emojis and you, the whole time, like everything like that, they kind of get freaked out. I'm not going to lie. And same with guys. I mean, you do that right away and it's like, okay. Now, of course, these things are normal once you build a relationship with this person over months, you know, 6 months or 5 months. That's completely normal. There's a lot of courting and all that stuff, very normal. But you don't want to just throw yourself at her within the first few dates, even the first month or two. You really want to keep her guessing. You want to keep her wondering, like, what is he thinking about me? So that's my first tip to you, is that most men are making that mistake where they're just kind of too available. They're doing, you know, they're basically showing this person, I'm putting her on a pedestal. I want her to know that I really care about her and I'm different from other guys. I'm going to try to save her, essentially. Like, she's got all these bad guys that she, you know, I know she's been through and all this stuff. Well, that's not, no, you're not playing any games. You're just not giving her 100% of your attention because she's not your girlfriend yet. So if she was your girlfriend, then re-attracting her is the exact same way, because she's not your girlfriend anymore. So you can't be giving her 100% of your attention. You got to be going out, doing things with friends. You got to be letting her know, like, if she reaches out, don't reply right away. Like, if you're out with friends or get out, do stuff with friends, you can let her know later, hey, you know, hopefully you're having a great night, but don't over-explain yourself anymore, because it doesn't matter. Make her wonder about you. I like to call this living in the gray area. It's good to get really comfortable living in that gray area, and eventually that anxiety will go away. There's anxiety where you're like wondering about her right now, you're wondering what's going on. But once you give her that time and space, you kind of start to like figure out, okay, I got my own shit to worry about. You start to stop thinking about her all the time, and what's going to happen is it's kind of going to shift into the other way, because that's how it's, in my opinion, supposed to be. Women want to chase a man. Men are not supposed to be chasing women around. You know, that's just not how it's supposed to be, you know? So my advice to you is, if this is something that's been happening to you, where you kind of have been maybe too available, too like present and all that stuff, and you're like, oh wow, yeah, this has this little bit, maybe I've made some of these mistakes. That's okay. I've done it too, and it's actually possible to bring her attraction back. And all you got to start doing is, instead of starting to give her 100% of your attention, tone it down, tone it back. If you're gonna go into a movie, turn your phone off. Don't reply to her all the time. Like, you've got a life. Remember, like, you're gonna go out with friends. Start doing that. Start going out with friends. Start going out and playing pool with people, hanging out with groups of people, whatever. And don't reply to her right away. Or maybe you like playing a game with some friends online. Like, you don't gotta reply to her every 10 minutes. You know, turn your phone off. But you don't want to take this to an extreme and not reply to her for days and days and days on end. She's going to eventually lose interest and think, well, this guy just doesn't care about me. You do want to give her this attention, but you want to ration your attention. And it's also called push and pull. So if you don't show her a whole lot of attention for a little while, you're in a movie, right? Then maybe later, you give her a little bit more attention. You give her some of that attention so that she knows you do actually care. But then, when you're busy, go back to doing your thing. Like, if you're at work all day, you're at work all day. You don't gotta be texting this person all day long. So I went through this because I think this is extremely important. This is usually where men are making mistakes, and it's early on. And remember, giving a woman attention and getting her flowers, getting her gifts, and all these things should never happen early on. And when I say early on, gauge her interest level. If she's not giving you a whole lot of engagement, don't do it to her. What you need to do, obviously, like I said, is that stuff can come later. Once you guys are in a full relationship, she cares about you. Get her random flowers. That's a great way to keep her show her that you care about her. But early on, this is so crucially important that you don't do these things, because she builds her interest based on the fact that she doesn't know where you're standing. She thinks, okay, this guy likes me. It seems like he likes me, but he's not head over heels for me. So you want her to think she's slowly getting your attention, slowly winning you over. And that's how women operate. That's how they get their attraction. That's how they start to fall in love. And that's how they wonder about you. And so when she starts saying, hey, like, I miss you, like, how are you doing? That's when it's starting to work, because she's missing you and she's telling you, hey, like, I miss you, I miss our conversations. And then that's a great opportunity to not say, hey, I miss you too, but maybe say something along the lines of, hey, well, I'm gonna see you this weekend, or Friday I'm doing this, let's link up. And when she's telling you and she misses you, she's way more likely to make time for you in person. And Friday night, she comes over, hangs out, or you guys go on a date, and then she comes over, you hook up, you have a good time, and now you're back in a place where, just suddenly back in a place where she's respecting you, caring about you. So this part is tricky. So if things don't develop after you kind of start rationing your attention, you start getting your own life together again, and you hanging out with friends, you're busy, you're not messaging her 24/7, and then you notice that she's just not really reciprocating, she's not really messaging you at all, she's not really building that connection either, it may be time to move on, walk away, and find somebody new. Her attraction level for you may not be high enough for it to come back. But if it's a 6 or a 7, then it's very likely that she will. But don't be afraid to move on. Don't be afraid, in this case, if it is that bad, to just walk away. You have to be able to walk away, because there are so many other great women out there, and you will meet them, I promise. But that's the reality of it. You can't be afraid to walk away. Hopefully this stuff helped you guys. Reach out to me if you need to. I'm here to help you. Have a great rest of your day.